Alright, and welcome back to XCOM2 War of the Chosen. Another great episode is lying in front of us. We are nearing the end of the campaign, and it's less me kind of postponing the inevitable. It's more a couple of things that haven't yet fully come together. We still need to train our psi operatives, and we still need to get Renman to Colonel because I said at multiple occasions before he hasn't reached Colonel, this campaign is not going to end. He's unfortunately going to miss this mission because he's currently injured. Now, let's take a look at the Hack the Terminal mission. We're taking a good old friend of ours, Sirkim, with us, because whenever you hack something, there is a chance for an enemy protocol, and just if you always do it, if you just get into this habit of taking your primary uh, specialist with you, I can assure you that over the course of a whole campaign, you end up with one, maybe two times where you successfully enemy protocol hack, and that can be the difference between hacking a sectopod or not hacking a sectopod. So, really, really important. I like it. Elsewise, if you look at it, we have a couple of majors here. I really am enjoying myself with the Templars lately. It is more a reckless game style. I wouldn't recommend it into, let's say, a really top-notch team. But here's the thing. If you go onto missions which are labeled as difficult, and if you want to have a little bit of fun, the class is actually not bad, and it is enjoyable, and that's what counts at the end. So, we got the normal setup here. In this case, we're again running with two grenadiers. The reason why we do that basically is we have so many grenadiers that haven't been colonel yet, that naturally we end up with now having more grenadiers in our team. So as always, timed mission, guerrilla operations, but since it's only labeled difficult, I think we're actually going to steamroll it. So yeah, let's see. The last mission was more of a slugfest, where I sometimes intentionally and sometimes carelessly pulled too many packs. If I'm honest with myself, I wasn't 100% happy with how I played it. Not in the remediation, but a good player doesn't even provoke situations where there's like the tensity or where you pull too many packs. A good player prevents these sorts of situations and would always try to to cleanly fight one pot after the other, and once it's done, move on to the next pot, have a superior position, have enough options available, so in case shots miss, that you never come into the situation where you actually need to like come up with an excuse or a separate plan. Good. We need to move over here. We are in high ground. So, the easiest path is just move with the high ground to here. And then either jump over to this high ground, or, and that's my preferred solution actually, blow a fucking hole into this building and maybe even hack it from up here. Since we do not have like a real scout, I might add that we are taking our assault to do what assaults do, which is moving ahead and assaulting. I think there's a very, very low chance that there is a pack in here, but I don't want to stress my luck too much, so getting Zirkim in position, basically getting everyone in position.
Position confirmed. Double time. Roger.
Take one Overwatch, and ever vigilant for Sirkin comes in handy. We hear the steps of a sectopod. That's a good sign that things are moving. So we do another double move. I'd like to get a little bit more aggressive here.
Guide my hand.
And here's the thing, we still have 6 turns, so we are positioning ourselves over here and here, because that's not triggering anything. If we move to here, there is a high chance that a pack down there is going to be triggered. So instead, I would like to go here, kind of do the scouting. As I expected, there's no one here. Well, it would be very atypical if someone would be here. And now, since the first person is scouted, we are just taking every following person to move into a position which is safe. I'm moving around this side of the car to not move here because that could trigger. And as we've learned the last time, I should trust my instincts when it comes to not triggering by good pathing. So, actually, made a very valiant effort of not being seen so far. Good positioning, very good positioning. We know that there's a pack down here. Some pack that has moved, and by looking at that, I can already tell there's a pack here. It's just, yeah, looking at where you could position yourself, there is definitely a pack down here, or there's a high chance that there is a pack down there. And what we might want to do is, we might want to take an aggressive pitch here. So, first things first. Aha. No one's there. Technically, we could almost get rid of this guy. So we're a little bit too far away for a big solid explosion, but if we move a little bit closer, that might change. Now, of course, the drastic implication if we move down here is we are going to trigger, more potentially going to trigger a pack. There's a high likelihood that something is down here, just purely statistically speaking. So I'm asking myself whether we want to stay up here.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
We could kill this guy. And once this is open, Sirkim, from basically a position here, could take the hack. So we're just putting ourselves in a proper position.
Heading there now.
And by being that defensive, I already decided that this turn is not going to be an engagement. Not yet, at least. So I guess what we're going to do is, there is the chance of just haywire protocoling this guy. At some stage, we need to give up our cover, and I think now is a good point. We're, I wouldn't say running out of time, but there will be some fighting soon, so might as well start with it. I wanted to use the tower. If we can control it, it's a great additional ally. If we cannot control it, we're just blowing it into smithereens. Barely being able to control it. Now, this guy clearly is a scout, so not only are we fully revealed, We also know that there is a shit ton of animal potential down here, which so far, apparently, if you hack something, it does not yet trigger the pack, apparently. We have a far larger site, so we might want to go into like a full Overwatch kind of mode, where the idea is these guys might move, or these guys might move. They're anyways too far away to shoot us now, but with Overwatch we should be fine. We have a long watch sniper, which is going to trigger. Oh, there's even another pack up there. Okay, so that did not work out. Which means we might want to pull something. Or, which also might mean we want to pull everything in this case. 2 packs. Not unusual. Not unusual. I'd say, I mean, that's a pretty solid hit. The question is really, what are we going to do? This here is the tower itself is a good decoy for now, so it's not a problem. The question is, how are we going to break that defense? Clearly, the sector port needs to die, but there is more than that. I mean, we have a couple of guys over here, and we need to be careful. So certainly have this inherent problem of not reaching everyone. We can't even shoot everyone from where we stand, let alone target them. So on this side, we do have at least 2 targets. Wow, big deal. Let's start with the sector pod though, which is we're using salvo to maximize damage. This shreds him, also removes cover, and then we take chain shots. Nice little 100%. Should shred him completely. There you go. This guy is halfway done. So, in terms of additional shots, we might want to do multiple things. Number one, Sirkim here is going to aid protocol himself, therefore giving him threat assessment. Since he is Guardian, he can take a lot of shots. We could discharge, which would probably deal even more damage than a normal shot. We are too far away, but this here, like it would deal significant damage, probably 11 to 12 damage to the sector pod. So might as well use that. Well, I was wrong. It only took 10 damage. 9, rather. Little lightning shot here. That's one kill. Almost. We can still fire the pistol because that will not end our turn. And now we do have the chance to maybe get rid of this heavy mech. They do have quite a range with their rockets, so we would need to funnel actions into our sniper. I don't want to exchange positions, although it would be a very neat way, like going here, exchanging positions. That wouldn't be too bad. No. In all honesty, it would probably suck. We could change positions with our heavy here, so that he gets here, then salvos down, and take another shot afterwards, which would kill the purifier. Not the worst idea ever. This guy here also could be taken down, but we need to see at which point we would see him at none, except if we move out of cover, which we don't want to do. Because next turn, the shield bearer will definitely use his shield ability, and that will create 5, 10, 15, a lot of health. Moving forward is also dangerous. Even with the ability to parry, I'm not sure yet if it's a clever idea. We could go here, take a shot at the mech. It's probably not going to kill him. However, we could also go here. Wait a second, let me just calculate. I mean, we could go down here, switcheroo with our grenadier. And then the grenadier could use the grenade to get rid of this and this unit. He would still survive, but would fall down. My biggest fear is that we pull yet another pack. Currently, we're actually pretty stable. And we might just overwatch this whole round. So let me move over here, take an overwatch. We can mimic beacon. I think that's a reasonable thing. We're by the way still hidden here with our assault, so might as well look whether or not there's another pack over there. There's definitely one. I think most of this here is covered, but it's a fair assumption to put the assault to the front.
Objective located.
No, we don't want to waste our shot for a tower. We can't kill the purifier, so might as well not waste any shots. Let's drop the Mimic Beacon, which shouldn't end our turn. He can throw things. Oh, well, it does. I was under the impression he could throw things and it would not end the turn. Let's try to kill this guy. Good enough. Oh, interesting. So they very much decide to keep their position. Well, that indeed is interesting. So if we were to move over here, we would get a couple of solid shots in. Now, let's talk about advancing, because we are running a little bit out of time. Not massively, but still a little bit. We definitely would need to get a couple of solid grenades in. One of the things that we can do here is to kill all of the towers at once. My hesitation currently is whether or not the friendly fire is with the computer that we are supposed to hack. Because it also says friendly fire when you need to hack a computer. So the computer is back here. Okay. Let's double check that friendly fire really only means the hacked unit is affected. I think so.
Bombs away!
I think that's because of the tower. Okay, we're in a good position here. I am just thinking whether another grenade would help us to effectively remove all of that slack over there. And you know what? I think the answer is yes. Or almost. Can we hit both? Damn it, it seems that we cannot hit both. We can damage the the stun lancer and get rid of the cover, but we can't damage both. Impossible. Alternative number 2 is a frost bomb to take them out. But I think like taking out the actual cover isn't too bad. I would prefer, though, probably we're going in this direction, to also hit the purifier, because it simply removes his armor and therefore shreds him on top of the hit. Yeah, we do have another mimic beacon, which is fine.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
This here is a secured kill.
Target eliminated.
I'm gone.
Let's move a little bit further, because we simply can't hit them from behind. We can, however, take away the cover and the many obstacles here.
Boom.
Alright, let's kill this guy. Do we get a hair trigger? No, we don't, but that's fine. If we would have hit that one, there would have been a high chance that I actually would have not used the mimic beacon, but instead like aggressively moved over here and shotgunned him to death, which now of course is no longer the case. I would want to take an Overwatch, because we can still kill this guy. And this here should be our mimic beacon. Next turn we will move Zirkim down and he'll take the hack. It wasn't supposed to be hitting him. Okay, so we're almost there. Let's start with probably the most important part. Which is the ranged hack. Okay, so if we hack from a range, that means we also need to kill all of the other two enemies, because we would stay in the open. I could have used run and gun. And I'm disappointed, because I was really hoping for some enemy protocol. But instead we get alien alloys. Now, whilst finishing the mission is cool, really the idea was to mainly get
Successful acquisition of the Advent files. Eliminate any remaining hostiles in the
mainly to get something out of it. Fire pistol,
Maybe a flesh wound.
dodged, sniper, kill.
Well, how about that?
Overwatch. I think it's fair to jump down and also overwatch here. Just don't need to pull another pack.
I'm on it.
Yeah, that was foreseeable.
Eyes on advent troops.
These guys were lingering around. And there's another pack with a priest, which I think is also quite close.
I will improve at any cost.
Yep, there's the pack with the priest. Okay. I would say we need to get a position where our sniper is hitting everyone, which would be probably here. Or alternatively here. Or even better, here. That's a good position, so now that we have that position, I was saving one of my explosive grenades, mainly to enable some sort of play with cover. So let's go in with a sniper.
Whatever you say.
Since we are now seeing everyone, we have one more action, which is a very clear face-off. We killed both of the codices. We killed the shield bearer, heavily injured everyone else. Very successful. Very successful. Zirkim here. It's going to move into cover. Just out of interest, what would the hack offer us? It's never wrong to double check what the hack has to offer. Squad recovers all action points spent this turn. This distraction is exactly why you're checking it. So we're not going to do anything with him because he's our get out of jail card. He could just give us a bonus turn. It's like time walk almost, where you have a second turn, although you're not supposed to have a second turn. And that's just great.
Finally.
Nice little damage, by the way. Of course, the priest just barely survives and goes into sustenance. Little lightning hands. Good job, buddy. Ooh, wow, nice. 10 damage. And we could even parry. Great. I like it.
I hope it's worth it.
So we're going to kill him 100%. Even on missed shots, we're dealing damage. And now we could either recover all of our points, which we're not doing. We're instead going to Overwatch. But we have that on in our back pocket. And that should be the mission.
Target neutralized. Status confirmed. All hostiles are down and the area is secure.
Told you, it's probably going to be a pretty straightforward mission. We could have even done it without the mimic beacons. That really wouldn't have done anything. The enemies were always too far away to really do anything. So yeah, happy times, successful mission, guys. Woo! We got our promotion and hype. One of our pickup snipers, I think we got her at captain or something. Very seldomly used her, but now she basically has level 2 colonel. And we got another scientist. Perfect.
You have still managed to exceed my expectations. Excellent work.
Okay, we need to continue researching. Basically, what we need to do is specifically research the avatar and the suit. And I think there's really nothing else we can do at the moment. Avatar project since ages had been 0, so the enemy is not even trying at that point. Slowly but surely we're getting there. The guys are training and training and training and training. Cool, we got a bond training complete. And there's another option for a bond training. I like the system with the bonds. The only thing that is unfortunately not very clear is how to who's in a bond with whom. Like, that is not clear at all. They could use little signs or numbers or whatever. We got a new ranger, and I happen to wonder, the last one we wanted to train another grenadier. So looking at the current layout, we do have already 2 grenadiers, sharpshooter, 2 specialists, 2 rangers. Maybe, since we just leveled a sharpshooter, it would be worthwhile getting another sharpshooter. Not that it probably would make any difference, to be honest, because, you know, I think these guys will not reach the highest rank during this mission. But yeah. During this run, during this playthrough, I mean. Renman, by the way, 6 more days negative trade recovery. I really want him to lead the next mission, because this guy needs to be colonel. For the love of God. Roby here gets 5 will, which is nothing, but we always we get 19 ability points. That's great, because we can put it into our into our soldiers. There's another health +1. There's a promotion one. Promotion one isn't too bad. And there's a hacking +4. I think we're going with the health +1 because that's really never wrong. Roby this time takes it because everyone else has 12 health already. He's going to be accompanied by the same guy over and over. Low chance of soldier wounding. I'll take that one. We don't need, although, no, we don't need that. If Roby would be wounded, that's okay. We can use someone else in the next mission.
My followers will lead this action to victory. Got an urgent communication.
And look at that, another very successful month. 500 things that we have done. Aliens did nothing. Chosens are dead. Aliens step up their construction efforts, reducing the facility counter by 4 weeks. Okay. Well, I'm not afraid about that. Not afraid of that. This here could be a thing if we want to produce weapons more frequently. Instead of the bonds, for instance. I don't know, guys. I don't know. This one here was also fine, but not 100% needed. The bond section for immediate production is an option. This here is also an option to put it out. We haven't had many conditions yet. So yeah, let's use it for 1 month in order to produce some items. It's basically if we go into the proving ground, it would mean experimental powered weapon, instantly done. 1, 2, 3. The war suit is the smaller one. The exosuit is the bigger one. Isn't that the case? 100 supplies? No, I think the war suit is the bigger one. New heavy powered suit capable of generating defenses. This here is the heavy version of plated armor, and we're not using plated armor anymore. I think we are using warden armor, yeah. So the exosuit. The reason why I'm looking into this is basically some of the suits make sense, specifically when you have less experienced troops with you. So might as well take the war suit. And one last. Well, you know what? Before we go with one last thing and then and then get rid of all of our cores, might as well take ammunition and take 8 days, because we can still take a little bit more Talon rounds. Advanced stock, advanced conditioning, not really good. How's random looking. One more day and the guys are tired. But yeah, as soon as that is over, we can do the next mission. Although I'm just realizing we don't have any next mission. We need to wait until the research is done.
Avenger plotting new course.
It feels like we have already beaten the game at that point here, by the way. The aliens are not putting up much of a fight lately. Ooh, finally, another mission. Neutralize the target or capture the target. And interestingly enough, we are on a mission where there's a gatekeeper. That could be bad. Gatekeeper and sectoid are usually bad news, and I tell you why. Because on dark VIP missions, you run the risk that people are just, yeah, not being extracted. So we need to take this one serious, but we're doing that in the next video. Thank you for your attention.